All right, so I know that, in most of my videos, I let you guys know to leave tickers in the comments if you'd like for me to check them out. So I'm going to talk about BMY as someone requested that I do a breakdown on this one, especially since, things are changing with the business cycle domestically as well as globally. We've seen that, energy and healthcare and things like that have really been starting to overperform, especially compared with the past several years, as interest rates were on the lower side. But before I get into the content, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm releasing new videos. Um, Again, if you would like for me to check out any tickers, whether it's crypto or stocks, definitely let me know and I'll do a technical breakdown on them. So, like I said, I'm going to get into Bristol Myers Squibb, um, and hope you enjoy the content. So this one, I started to mark it up a few days ago, and I just didn't get past the yearly chart. So taking a look at the yearly chart again, um, and what I see is that this one is trying to break out from this range-bound activity that it experienced over the past several years. So, is this, transitioning into, you know, phase one of the market cycle again? It had a nice upward move here for these several years, and then it kind of ranged here. And since so far in the year 2022, it has had a, let me see, 17-point move so far this year. So another area that I'd be watching aside from this one is right here, which represents pretty much where the price is currently, but also 2016's high. So that's an area that I would watch for sure on this yearly chart. I know that the individual that requested that I look at this one um, jumped into some leaps back in December. So this was an excellent entry, especially considering that there was some indecision after a bearish year overall in 2020. Some pretty much mostly indecision for the year 2021. And this year's, buyers have really been stepping in and buying this thing up. So I'm pretty sure that position looks great so far. So kudos to you for having the vision and insight to really consider jumping into this type of company. And I tell people a lot of time, I tell my clients, you got to think in terms of the business cycle and try to keep track of that. And for me, I've been buying into healthcare since probably hmm, for the past 5 years or so, at least. So where, my stock was kind of underperforming for a while, lately for the past, several months, it's been doing really well. So I'm definitely pleased about that. So definitely keep uh, the business cycle um, one of the first and foremost concepts when it comes to structuring your portfolio. And of course, this isn't any type of investment advice or anything like that. Just telling you guys, what I've been doing and how I do it. But anyway, those are the two main areas that I would watch for this year, on this yearly chart at least. And it's kind of in a supply zone right now. So I would pay attention to that too. As we continue throughout the year, I would watch the area between about 70 and pretty much where it is right now, 70 and 77. So let's move on to the monthly chart and see, you know, what we see there. Well, actually, before I even move on to the monthly chart, uh, a potential measured move here on the yearly chart. Um, Let me see. Let me do a little math right quick. Okay, so this one could possibly, on a yearly basis, be headed for about 117. So I'm gonna put a price target there based on the yearly chart. Actually, okay. So let me change my colors here. All right. And I'm not sure what the average true range is for this one. Looks like it has, maybe, um, looks like it moves, up to maybe 25 points a year. And, that fits right in with this, analysis that if this keeps going, then it'll likely see this price target by, 2024 or something like that. But definitely watch this supply zone here as we get, as we continue to move throughout the year. All right, so now let's transition to the monthly chart and see if there anything else that could be uncovered here. Um, what we can see here on the monthly chart is that every time the price has moved above this yearly level, about $70, it has pivoted. Back in July of 2016, it got to this 77 area and it fell pretty significantly. Um, so not to say that same thing will happen this time, but just definitely keep an eye on this area here. Um, as far as the monthly chart is concerned, the current trend, and this is a pretty steep trend. I don't, I'm not confident that it will be able to necessarily maintain this move over an extended period of time. But maybe it'll start to consolidate here a bit, or maybe even pull back some. At which point I think that would be a pretty healthy thing in a bullish market for this stock. So seeing a rising wedge here with the possibility of it coming back down towards 70. It could even break down, all the way and go lower than that. But that 70 area is what I would watch first if the price is if the price breaks this lower trend line here. Um, and also if it's unable to break out of this upper trend line. So I would say by May, June, somewhere in there, we should see some resolution of this particular pattern. Whether the price kind of consolidates between 70 to 80, or whether it kind of breaks down below 70, which I like I said, I'm not really confident that it's gonna do that unless there's some sort of catalyst. And that's something you have to be careful with these types of companies that they're so sensitive to news regarding clinical trials and medications and things like that. So I would definitely keep an eye on what they have in the pipeline, what stages um, of clinical trials their drugs and things of that nature are in, and how they're advancing through those clinical trials. But so rising wedge here, that's typically a bearish pattern, but not always. But when you get a breakout of a rising wedge, so meaning a bullish move out of a rising wedge, it tends to be a strong move. But considering the fact that this one has been moving for several months already, um, there's a there's a greater likelihood that it kind of either consolidates or breaks down for a period of time. Um, so definitely keep an eye on that. I'll likely set I'll set some alerts here. All right, so got it there. Um, we'll set an alert here as well. No, click the wrong thing. All right, so why is it not letting me? Okay, so it's not letting me set an alert on this level. So I'll just create one the old school way. Okay, so I like to put little notes in my with my alert so I know exactly what my thought process was at the time that the alert was being set. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I'm seeing on the monthly chart. So let's take a quick look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, is showing the same thing with this rising wedge pattern going on. Um, Attempting to break out here this upper trend line, but we got a reversal pattern kind of developing here. We got a hanging man showing here. So I think there's a possibility that this week coming we'll see a little pullback on this one. So in that case, I would watch anywhere from 75 down to possibly 70 heading into next week. Um, Closed at 77.51. I think I'm gonna take a look at the daily chart to see if I could possibly build a POA on this one. And a POA is just my plan of action when it comes to a trade. So I like to build a plan of action that dictates what I am to do regarding the price action on any given potential trade. So yeah, we got a reversal pattern happening here on the weekly chart, and it doesn't mean a lot for someone that's holding a leap. You know what I'm saying? Especially with such a great entry down here in December. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful entry. And a small pullback up here is not going to hurt you, really, really at all. But when it comes to hedging, that may be something that you'd want to consider. Is um, looking for trade opportunities on those uh, lower time frames, like a weekly chart or daily chart, things like that. So that's pretty much what I see on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at this daily chart. Daily, we'll do a 3 month. Actually, we'll do 6. All right, so daily chart just shows a nice little gradual uptrend. So let's see if we have like a channel type of situation happening. And I'll start here at the bottom, connect those points, and like I said, I like to color code based on the time frames that I'm looking at. So we'll just make that blue, and we'll go about there. Yeah, so here on the daily chart we got a an ascending channel. Um, and with an ascending channel, so you want to pay attention to the price action between those two blue lines. Um, and notice that the 50-day moving average is right at this yearly level at 70. I'm going to take these studies off so I can see it a lot better. All right, so between the blue lines is where you're really paying attention to the price action. Um, that represents what's been going on over the past several months at this point. And you see that the price has rejected this upper trend line of the channel, and it's been kind of ranging for the past several days here. So in my usual fashion, I'm just going to draw a box here to represent that range bound price action, and I'm just going to extend it just past that lower trend line of the channel. And so really I'm just going to watch the price between this 78 and 75 area. Like I said, possible that we see a pullback next week. And again, I said watch that $75 area based off the weekly chart. Um, and if the price breaks down, if it does in fact pull back and it breaks down at 75, then there's a good chance that it comes down toward maybe 72. And then if it breaks this lower trend line here of the ascending channel, then it could possibly head for maybe even 70. So right down here to this yearly level possibly. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't anticipate that happening in a week's time, but you just never know. But just something to keep an eye on. Um, yeah, but that's pretty much it, and if this breaks out above this $78 area, then I'll be looking for a move toward the touching this trend line, or maybe even breaking out and headed toward anywhere from 80 to about 83 possibly, short term or near term. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as what I'm seeing with BMY. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Uh, Feel free to watch it with me and see let me know what you guys' thoughts is as you take a look at this price action, where you think it's going. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.